Hello.
Hello.
Are you okay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
These are the voice transcripts taken from a series of conversations between international people smugglers, recorded over a few months.
Listen, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Are the passengers Kurdish or what?
These men are part of a group of criminals called the Scorpion Gang.
They should be ready. I sorted them myself.
The one doing most of the talking's been rising up the ranks. He's in a flat in a tower block in Hull.
I'm going to send you the details now.
The drivers trust you, don't they?
Yes, of course. I know the drivers will take our passengers. They've made the crossing for tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock.
Trade is brisk and there's a lot of money at stake.
If you can't sort out a vehicle, I'll transport your passengers with our passengers at £8,000 each.
Yeah, I need the money.
I wouldn't pay you more than that per passenger.
Like in any business, there are times when things go wrong.
Who has hidden my equipment, my stuff? Hello, can you hear me?
The main man has brought a dinghy and equipment for an illegal channel crossing from France, but he doesn't trust the gang member he's left it with. In criminal gangs, everything's policed with violence.
I paid $6,500 for the dinghy. I want my $6,500 back, or I want my equipment. I want the dinghy, the motor, the engine, and the life jackets. You tell him that right now.
I called the guy several times, but he says the things have gone missing. They're disappeared.
What the man doesn't know is that British police are eavesdropping on these conversations. They've planted listening devices and they're recording everything. They're getting a rare window on his world. Martin Clark's a senior investigating officer at the National Crime Agency.
And at that point, he was going to have to demonstrate to other members of the crime group that this wasn't acceptable. That threat came in the form of physical violence and or death.
How am I not going to do him over for that? I'll get his mother, his sister.
Hold on. Oh, slow down.
I swear by the Quran, I'll go back and I will empty my whole magazine into him. I swear to God.
The main smuggler is an Iraqi Kurd. The police translated the tapes and gave us the transcripts. They've never been made public until now. We asked some actors to read them.
I need the money or the equipment by tomorrow evening. How are you going to resolve it? I don't care. Go and knock on their door. Get him.
Bro, listen, he deposited the money. Tell him when...
The smuggler operating from this flat in the north of England uses different aliases, but British police know him as Nazar Masifi. The operation that trapped him was part of an international sting, the kind of thing you see in films. Masifi and the others in the Scorpion gang use a photo of a scorpion on WhatsApp.
Some of these crime group individuals like to use an alias. You gather a bit of kudos, and that name represents you. And I think ultimately Scorpion, it's a little bit gangstery.
Scorpion is the code name of the head of the gang, their boss. Scorpion's real name is Barzan Majeed. But even though police trapped Masifi, the man whose phone they bugged, and more than 20 other criminals, Scorpion himself got away.
When the passengers arrive here, they're dropped in a certain place, then the money gets released. I can't say 100% that they won't get caught. There's a possibility of being caught. This is smuggling. It's illegal, isn't it?
This smuggler's boss, Scorpion, is on the run from international law enforcement. But using evidence from this police trap, he was tried in his absence in 2022 and convicted of trafficking men, women and children across the English Channel. They were transported on lorries and boats in journeys that sometimes went dangerously wrong. I'm working with Rob Lawrie on this investigation. Rob's a former soldier and an aid worker with refugees. He's made connections through his work in migrant camps, and he has sources right at the heart of the people trafficking business. Together, we're going after Scorpion, the man at the top of this gang, one of Europe's most wanted criminals. We intend to find out how he operates, where he's hiding, and even to confront him with his crimes if we can.
Oh, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. So get in the car.
Impossible, you can't find them. They are hiding and you can't see them. The top one, no one gonna know him.
I'm not scared of anyone, but these guys will put a bullet behind your back. They don't come face to you.
He can be residing anywhere in the world, really, and committing criminality that affects the UK and affects the UK communities.
I'm Sue Mitchell, and this is To Catch a Scorpion from BBC Radio 4. Episode 2, Trading in People.
There's a lot of different nationalities here now. You know, Afghan, African, migrant, Kurdish, Turkish, Pakistani. So yeah, basically it's feeding time, isn't it? And what'll happen, you can see all the little food stations set up and you see all the queues forming.
The story of how Scorpion became a gang boss starts in Calais, in the refugee camps that straggle along the wasteland near the port.
Well, look how long the queue is. The queue will be, 100 metres long, each queue?
I was reporting from Calais when I first met Rob Lawrie. He was volunteering on the camp. It was 2015, and since then we've made many programmes together about the migrant crisis and people smuggling.
Now it's pouring down, look, yeah? We've got 3 young children in a shopping trolley covered with tin foil to keep it dry. Oh my goodness, it's heartbreaking.
At one time there were 7,000 people at the Calais camp. It's much smaller now, but there are still clusters of tents on the sand dunes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you're good English?
Yes.
What do you want to be?
I want to free.
You want to be free?
Yes, with my husband. Yeah.
The man we're looking for profits from these people and their determination to make it into Britain. The police who work the Calais coastline trying to thwart him and his gang know Scorpion, real name Barzan Majeed, from the International Wanted Alert. The photo shows a man in his 30s with dark cropped hair and a beard. He's got a scar over his left eyebrow and he's staring steadily at the camera.
I don't know this.
You don't know?
Man, no. Where are you from, this man?
This man's from Iraq.
Adamın yüzünü bir göreyim ben. I'll show you the picture.
Bir poşet verir misin?
If you look at the photo that the media released of Scorpion, he does look very intimidating. And we've shown that photograph around camp. And some of the people who have been here a while, you could see concern and you could see a little bit of fear there.
The police told us that Scorpion had inherited an established people smuggling business. His older brother passed it on to him when the brother was caught and sent to jail. Scorpion was already a convicted criminal. He'd just come out of prison in Britain for drug dealing and carrying guns. That was in 2017. Scorpion was 30, and the people trafficking business was booming. Wars in the Middle East and Africa had set millions on the move to Europe. For migrants hoping to reach Britain, Calais is one of the gathering points.
Hi man, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I like to go to the UK.
UK, very, very, very good.
Oh, he's showing us a map of England, and around it are the currents and tides, the weather patterns around that make the sea very dangerous right now. Migrants arriving in Calais are looking for smugglers to take them to the UK. Security has been tightened to the point that no one can easily stow away on a lorry. Many of the migrants here will be attempting to cross the channel in small boats at night. They rely on smugglers to organise that.
Smugglers say you have a child and you have to go by boat.
Mana's 13 and has come to the Calais camp from Iran with her parents, her brother and her baby sister. They're hoping to be smuggled out tonight.
So how much money did the smuggler tell you it would cost?
We got 6,000. Yeah. Smugglers say if you go to England, you have a big chance. And we wanted to come into England.
Yes. We wait tonight.
So when it's dark?
Yeah.
Okay, and as a smuggler said you will go tonight?
Maybe tonight. He said maybe tonight.
By boat?
Yes.
The smugglers only get paid when the migrants are safely in the UK. Relatives back home or in Britain deposit the money for the crossings with agents who hold on to it. Migrants like Mana's father have to link up with their smuggler when they get to the camp.
So this is how it works. A family will come here day one. The father will straight away seek out a smuggler that is being told to contact. That smuggler will then give him a cost to get his family across the channel. There'll be some negotiation that goes on. The father will then go back to the family and say it's going to cost us this much. That father will then contact his own people, his family in Iraq or wherever they're from, and say it's going to cost me this much. Can you send the money to this money shop? When that money is in that money shop, the father will be notified it's been sent. The father will then go back to the smuggler and say the money that you asked for to cross the channel is in this money shop. That money shop might be in the UK. The smuggler then will go back to the family and say, we've got your money, keep your phone on, I'll come to you when it's time to cross.
The smugglers who approach the migrants in the Calais camp call themselves facilitators. The facilitators tend to be young. Some of them are working in the gangs to pay their own passage to Britain. It's the most exposed work at the bottom of the chain of command. Rob and I have watched these facilitators moving along the rows as migrants queue for food and water. Some recognise us now. They know I'm a journalist. Some even speak to us, confirming what we've seen for ourselves, that the competition for business is getting more violent.
Yeah, you see sometimes fighting, sometimes knife.
And guns?
Unfortunately, yeah. Sometimes very ugly things, very stupid. I like lifestyle, you know. I want to be up, you know.
Yeah.
The people smuggler you heard right at the start, the man who was under police surveillance in Hull, had begun working in the Scorpion gang as a facilitator in the Calais camp. Nazar Masifi was in Calais for a few years. We're focusing on him to understand how his boss, the man we're trying to find, the biggest scorpion of them all, operates. Scorpion sent Masifi out of Calais in 2019 to work in the UK arm of the business. Of course, Masifi had to enter the UK illegally, so he came over, hidden in the roof of a lorry. It was stopped at Dover by border police using body heat detectors. When he was hauled out, Masifi claimed asylum, saying he was fleeing from persecution in Iran. When the border police took his phone, they couldn't believe their luck. His number had been recorded time and again in the mobile phones of illegal migrants who'd been picked up or rescued. They realised he was a trafficker, but they didn't arrest him. Martin Clark is a senior investigating officer at the National Crime Agency. You'll also hear his colleague, Graham Chisholm.
All we started with this operation was that single telephone number and the possibility that that was, through the telecoms data, was actively involved in people trafficking and organised immigration crime. And from that start point of a number, you then seek to expand your investigation into something much bigger.
Isn't it amazing that one number...
How you can take one number and link it.
And that's the sort of, I'll use the word excitement, but when you're investigating these kind of things, these are the leads that sort of spur your interest and really drive you forward, because making sense of that number allows you to further target that organised crime group.
He said he was from Iraq, and he said his life was in danger in Iraq.
These organised crime groups have embedded individuals in various countries, and they'll act as staging points to bring people from one point to the next, and with their ultimate aim of getting to the UK. And our subject, Masifi, he was part of the final leg from near Europe to the UK. He was the man with a lot of the contacts, the resources, and the right kind of knowledge as well.
Masifi was housed in a hotel and later in a flat in Birmingham. He secretly moved on from there to Hull, thinking he'd given the authorities the slip. But the police were onto him. They were bugging his phone. In the covert operation, they record Masifi buying inflatable dinghies, getting them transported to the beaches in Calais, deciding the days of the crossings. He's also managing lorry drivers willing to smuggle migrants. It's a rare snapshot of the day-to-day business of organising illegal migration.
Hello?
Look, my bro, do you know where they would be loaded? Where?
They load at Gravelin. next to Dunkirk. You just go out to Dunkirk.
Yeah.
There's an open space where you come through the trees.
They sent me the location.
Yeah. We were keeping passengers in those trees. We were keeping watch over them there. We were positioning a guard over there and others hidden in the trees to keep watch.
So we were able to capture criminal conversations from Masifi in which he spoke at length about his active involvement in organised immigration crime.
And a lot of it was like having conversations with others in the gang, like Scorpion and others who were in this sort of network of criminality.
Yeah, I think with the likes of Scorpion and others who operate at his level in organised crime, he can be quite nomadic, move around quite a lot in Europe and further afield. And that was one of the challenges we faced in this job, was to understand where he was and then to try and get a picture of how he was involved in the operation and his association with our subject, Masifi.
In the 7 months he was in the UK, Masifi was earning tens of thousands of pounds. He talks about sending money and gifts to his family in Iraq. He boasts that he's invested some of his profits in a garage in Hull.
Hi.
Are you okay?
I've registered the business in the name of a friend and we run it together.
Yeah.
The car repair business is a gold mine here.
Well done to you. You're doing good things.
Joe Bloggs has been in the country for 20 years, has not managed to buy it. Just think about it. I brought it 6 months after I came here.
What struck me and Rob when we were first handed the transcripts of these conversations by the police was how they're entirely around money.
You do this for just 2 months in the year, actually 3 months, so October, November, December, then you will be loaded. If you just work those 3 months, you can sit back, cross your legs and relax the rest of the year.
The smugglers seem able to ignore the obvious risks, even if their customers can't.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Nothing is wrong with the water, the sea. I don't know why they are afraid of it. I said to them, this is the route. Everyone is coming this way.
They're able to distance themselves emotionally from deaths that might be attributed to them. Life and death, it's in the hands of God. So completely disassociate himself from it.
It's all about the money he's going to get for each migrant. Like he says, if you just work in the autumn months, for 3 months, you can work in the autumn months and then you could put your feet up for the whole year. For a whole 2 years, you make enough money in those 3 months.
Well, you can. I mean, and that's such a contrast, really, because I can work for you for 15 years and after that I can put my feet up for a weekend. You see the difference? It's such a contrast, isn't it?
The police, on the other hand, have a duty to protect human life. They'd planned to run the surveillance long term. Officers in other countries had been alerted and were listening in. But then, Masifi arranged for 21 migrants to cross the channel, and he set a date. The boat was an inflatable dinghy. Masifi had paid £6,500 for it. In the tapes, he's heard boasting about charging migrants up to £12,000 each for a place.
Broadly, that's almost $200,000 in one venture. So the sums of money you're talking about are huge, absolutely massive.
Okay.
Tell them Wednesday, not Monday.
Right. Good, thank you.
They will get over. I'm going to send you the details now. They will get over.
For the police listening in on these conversations, there was a clear threat to life. They abandoned their surveillance operation and they arrested Masifi.
The challenge for us was that we didn't know where these migrants were, where they were going to be loaded. Ultimately, we knew a rough timescale, but we didn't know exactly when that was going to happen. So we need to consider our options at that point and how we can effectively try and mitigate that and stop it from happening.
Under arrest, Masifi at first claimed he had nothing to do with people smuggling. Although he'd spent a long time in the Calais refugee camp, he said he was working there as a volunteer chef, helping the aid workers. He only changed his plea to guilty at the last minute. None of his money's been traced. Anne Nixon and Graham Chisholm interviewed him.
It was a mad rush trying to get everything sorted. You can imagine you need to get everything in place because it's not just ourselves involved. You need the Crown Prosecution Service. They need to be involved because if you can get a charge on these people, you need to try and get them remanded into custody because obviously they're a flight risk. when you're doing the interview, it's quite difficult because it's not as if you can sit and you have a conversation because everything's got to go through an interpreter, which it stops the natural flow of an interview.
It's a bit disjointed.
Yeah.
I mean, it had been a long process as well because he, throughout, said that he was not guilty.
Yeah.
Right up until, well, we were in court on the day, weren't we?
It's very difficult to trace the money. We never ever, you know, it's not like you've got a bank account and see so many thousands of pounds going through your bank account. We never ever see it.
You can understand what's in it for the smugglers, money until they get caught. What's harder to grasp is why families who've reached the safety of France are determined to add one more dangerous leg to their journey. We asked Manna about that. She's the teenager we first met in Calais on the night she and her family were hoping to leave. They made it to Britain. The family gave us their number and we kept in touch. There are lots of reasons why people want to come here. Manna's family have relatives in the UK. She speaks English. And she says the smugglers are also pushing migrants into the UK.
Because everyone was saying, you have to go UK, you have to go UK. We didn't know that we could stay in France as well, or we could go to Germany. So that's why we were trying so hard. We were so obsessed to come here.
Because smugglers had told you, you have to go to the UK.
Maybe just to get their money. That's why they telling people to go UK. But some people are obsessed to come to UK as well because that's what everyone was trying to do. They don't see what's around them. They only see what people think.
Manna and her family spent 9 hours at sea. They were in a small inflatable boat with no navigation system and they were blown off course.
When we go in the boat, we are 13 people.
13?
Yeah, with 4 children. My mom gave Maya to the guy, to the smuggler. He was feeding her sleeping agents so Maya cannot cry on the way because, you know, little children cry.
Did they have guns?
Yeah.
And it was pitch black at night time?
Yeah. I was scared actually in the beginning because, you know, there was so much waves in the beginning. Do you know the big boats?
The ferries? Yeah.
They were like cities crossing the sea. One of those boats, they actually...
Came in front of you?
Not in front of us, they were like 1 kilometer apart. But then it makes so much wave, like a big waves, and then the waves come to us and the boat goes up to 3 meters and it was so scary. And babies is so cold.
And wet?
Yeah.
You praying to God?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The Home Office calculates that since 2020, 100,000 people have come to the UK across the Channel in the way that Manna and her family did. It's estimated that at least 64 have drowned. So it's really dangerous and frightening. But you can see why people take the risk. In all likelihood, you'll make it. Manna's family's been granted asylum in the UK and they're settling in.
So what we'll need is the washing machine, right, for here, the dining table, right, and I think that's about it.
Well, when I first met them, they were living in a tent, so it's a bit better than that. Hey, Mama.
Yeah.
You like?
Very good.
It's very beautiful.
Very good.
It's very beautiful, very clean.
My parents are trying as well, trying to build a good life for their children. Sometimes we didn't have food for a few days. Sometimes we were starving. We didn't have money. We were sleeping in tents under the rain, snowing. We didn't have clothes to keep us warm.
The police operations that smash up migrant smuggling gangs disrupt some trafficking for a while. But there are other people like Masifi, the man who had his phone bugged, and those other people will quickly take his place. When his case came to trial in 2021, the judge, John Thackeray, gave Masifi 10 years in prison, saying these crimes call for a deterrent sentence.
The problem with immigration control is a substantial one, causing grave public concern. Central to the sentencing is the entirely cynical and callous disregard for immigration law in the UK and the determination to circumvent it. Add to that the acute human misery visited upon a number of people, the huge risk of a loss of life as a result of efforts to enter the country covertly by trying to navigate probably the busiest shipping channel in the world in wholly inadequate, small, inflatable boats.
The conversations the police had recorded of Masifi had reached right up the command chain of his gang, the Scorpions, to the Scorpion himself, Barzan Majeed. His code name kept coming up in phone calls and WhatsApp messages. He's recorded giving his orders. It's a rich cache of information that's still being followed up everywhere he's been.
After Masifi was arrested, there was another phone seized, and we were able to get into that phone, and there was a number of WhatsApp messages which showed how involved he was with Barzan, because we hadn't appreciated that at the time.
Speaking about passengers, money, there was images of dinghies, images of the weather that he checked constantly. There was images of maps, drop-off places where some of the organised crime group were picking people up.
What we then need to consider is, how do we now target Scorpion? Again, what do we know about him? Where is he? Where is he operating? And do we need to reach into our partners in Europe to try and identify the location of Scorpion, and then try and work in collaboration to effectively have him arrested and put him in front of the courts in whatever country he happens to be in.
But for us, trying to track Scorpion down, the biggest insight from the police surveillance of a branch of his gang was how Scorpion can direct the movement of migrants around the world remotely without ever getting too near. We were struck by the scale and accuracy of his work.
When you think about it, it's quite brilliant, isn't it? You've got to be some skilled operator, and I'm not admiring them, but you've got to be some skilled operator to literally move thousands of people, in Barzan's case, over 10,000 people, covertly across a whole continent to a specific location in France, dissect all those people into trucks, send them to the UK. That is some skill, isn't it?
That's really true, because the phone logs are really insightful. He's like coordinating everything, so he's making call after call after call, like, I want this boat, find this boat's got to be here, like everyone's coordinated.
But that's why the higher ones probably get caught, because if you're a camp facilitator, right, you're moving people about, you can take a SIM card out and snap it. But if you're like a Barzan, a Scorpion, or a high-level operator coordinating these things, you need to keep the same phone number, because you've got hundreds of people, you've got so many people relying on you being able to contact, and moreover, them being able to contact you. So they have to keep the same number. They can't take the SIM cards out and snap it.
What never emerged in any of the police phone tapes was where the Scorpion was based, how he found out he was in danger, where he escaped to, where he is now. And then a month into our investigation, one of Rob's contacts put us in touch with a man who might have some of the answers. He says he dealt with the Scorpion face to face. Scorpion, Barzan Majeed, wanted to sell this man a new migrant passenger class he was developing, VIP style.
I heard about the name of the Barzan too many times.
With the Scorpion?
Yes. And after that, we make a deal with Barzan. Barzan said, I'm going to give you away like business first class.
I'm Sue Mitchell, and that was episode 2 of To Catch a Scorpion from BBC Radio 4. You can find all the episodes on BBC Sounds. It was recorded by me and Rob Lawrie, and produced by me, Winifred Robinson and Joel Moores. Original music was by Mum Toody. Sound design was by Tom Brignall. Next, why you should never trust a scorpion.
In one night, he got £500,000 in one night.
There's someone in there. It's alright, don't worry, they're not going to hurt you. It's alright, come out. They're not going to hurt you, come on. Come out.